Hey, hello everyone, I'm David Guerrero and welcome back to another video here on Many Ways Films. In the video of today, I want to talk about this lens right here. This is the Samyang 14mm 2.8 for the C-mount mirrorless Nikon cameras. I've had this lens for about 2 weeks now, and I've been enjoying that lens like crazy. And before I say anything else, right now I'm recording with the 50mm 1.8, so I want to show you how the difference is between the 28mm lens, the 2.8, which is a really good lens, more than field of view, like more than you being able to see how wide the lens is. I want you to also see image quality, because I think that's something very important when you are wanting to get a new lens, and also the look that you get, the feel that you get from these lenses. It's gonna be more than anything my first thoughts and what I think about this lens. But like every other video that I make, I like to tell you my initial thoughts, because it's like when you go see a movie in the theater, you first come out of the movie, you have an impression, you have some thoughts about it, but then once you see it again 2 or 3 times, it's different. And it's the same with a lens or a camera. So we're gonna go ahead and show you how the 28 2.8 looks like in this camera, which, by the way, it's this lens right here, so you have an idea of what I'm talking about. Okay, let's go ahead and change the lens. Okay, so that's how the 28mm lens looks at the same distance that I was with the 50mm. If you want to know which lens I'm talking about, this is the 50mm that I was using just a second ago. Something that I don't like about Nikon cameras in general, I don't know if it's the same with DSLR cameras. I don't think so. I don't remember this being an issue. Maybe you can change it in camera. If you know, let me know down here. But when I take the lens off, it automatically stops recording. I have another camera that I can still be recording while I take the lens and I put the new one on. I don't know why the camera has to stop recording. But anyway, that's how the 28mm looks like in this camera, which it's a really nice lens. It's very interesting how lens, like the design of lenses are. For example, I mean, I don't know anything about how the glasses in the lenses work, but you can see in the 14mm lens, let's see, there we go. It's basically it's a fisheye lens. If you're familiar with the term, I guess it's because it looks like the eye of a fish. So that's the design for the 14mm lens, and then this is the design for the 50mm lens. Very different optics. Of course, they can't be similar, because then it wouldn't be a 50mm or a 14. They have to be different. But anyway, this lens is really heavy. I'm gonna go ahead and change the 28 for the 14. So let's do that right now. Okay, and now I have the 14mm 2.8 at the same distance that I had it before with the 50 and the 28. So it's just the same distance. As you can see the whole room. It's pretty wide. I mean, to be honest, you can see all the way to there. Like, one of the things that you have to consider if you're considering getting this lens is that it's a manual lens, which means that the aperture is gonna be manual and the focus is gonna be manual. So the camera is not gonna be doing anything for you, but still it's a pretty good lens. Since it's a wide lens, you're not gonna notice too much when things are out of focus. I want to show you also how close is the focusing distance with this lens. There you go. You have an idea of how close I am to the lens. Like, I'm literally touching the lens hood right here of the lens. I'm not gonna touch the lens, but here I'm touching the lens hood, so you can get really close. And as you can see, you're gonna get a lot of distortion if you get this close. Even if you don't get too close, right now my arm looks like pretty deformed. Like, in reality, I don't look exactly like I look with this lens, and then things look kind of like squished into the center of the lens. So my computer looks a lot wider than it actually is, and if I extend my hand, it's gonna look longer than it actually is. So this lens has a lot of distortion, but that's one of the things that makes this kind of lenses attractive, in my opinion. I don't have any problem with it. I think more distortion than this, it will be weird. Like, it wouldn't give you a nice angle. So I would totally use this lens for taking pictures inside of houses. This could be a really good lens for skateboarding. A lot of people love this lens for night sky photography or time lapses, but I personally can find myself using this lens just all the time. Of course, that limits your creativity a lot, and I've noticed that myself. So it can be a pretty boring lens, but at the same time, you can make it a fun lens. I've enjoyed it. Again, with the time lapses, just carrying it around. I like the image it gives you. I like the distortion that you get. At the end, it's up to you. I'm gonna be talking more about this lens. It's not a great lens. It has many things that I don't like. Like I said, the distortion is not one of the things that I love. I like it. I don't love it. It can get boring. It's a pretty wide lens. It's a manual lens, which it can get annoying at times. I mean, why having all these firmware updates with Nikon C6 II when you have a manual lens in the end? But still, it's fine. I like the image quality. I'm gonna be using this lens more. This lens is definitely one that I'm gonna keep, and it's gonna stay with me probably for a long time. I don't see myself getting another 14mm just because it has autofocus. So I'll let you know in the future what I think about this lens. For now, I think that the price, it's pretty good for a lens like this. It's a really good quality lens. I think it's really good quality glass. So let me know what you think down here in the comments. If you have any question, let me know. I'll be happy to answer. Don't forget to subscribe. That really supports this channel to keep making these types of videos and, you know, keep doing what I love. So thanks again, and I will see you in the next video. See ya.